Wait. Hi, YouTube. Alright, so today we're talking about virgins. And a lot of people say that there's not a lot of those out there, and that people that are waiting to have sex, if they're waiting to have sex and looking for another virgin, they're not going to find one. But I have a surprise. I have my special guest here. I'm just going to call him Ty. Say hi.
What's up?
Okay. So, Ty's 19, and he says he's a virgin. Now, when he first told me this, I was like, I had the face. So, but I'm just want to ask, interview him and see why is he still a virgin. Not that it's a bad thing, but just why and how does he maintain that. So, how did? So, what made you stay a virgin?
Well, what made me stay a virgin? One thing is, sex is a good thing from what I hear and what I see, but I want to sit there. I don't want to just listen to any females. It's crazy females. I don't want to catch no STD in the process. It's just too many risks. You already know. You already know.
We so ghetto.
You already know. You want to jump in too?
Nope. Oh, look, ain't no virgin.
But yeah, I don't want to sit there and catch no STD. I don't want to sit there and get nobody pregnant at this point in time in my life. If it happens, it happens. I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't stop it, but just never got to that point.
Okay, so we want to know why. Okay, if you were to meet that female and it happens, what would make you let that happen? What would make you not stop that person from carrying you that far?
If I feel comfortable with that person, she feel comfortable with me also, and it's going to happen. It's bound to happen. I'm not going to sit there and stop. I'm not going to sit there and try to avoid it. I'm not going to sit there and push myself or distance myself from that female. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Okay. Now, I'm going to take a situation that I was in with that where I basically chose not to go forward with that person. I knew I was leaving school and they were a virgin, and I felt like that would be morally wrong for me knowing that I'm going to leave and take that person's virginity like that. Now, however, it happened anyway, but I'm glad it wasn't me, because that person that took that guy's virginity ended up hurting them because they took it and they ran. Now, how would you feel if a female did that to you?
Let me see. If a female did that to me, it all depends on the circumstances about how the situation went down. If we in a relationship and we have sex and then you leave, then of course I would be hurt. But if we not in a relationship, we just happen to have sex one day, how could I get hurt?
But why would you have, if you're holding on to your virginity this long, why would you have sex with a person you're not in a relationship with?
Better example. All right, for instance, if me and that person is friends, might be friends by kicking it while smoking, chilling, hanging out, whatever. Then of course I'm sitting there and start feeling comfortable with that person to a certain extent, even though we're not in a relationship. And if I feel comfortable with that person on that level, and she feel comfortable also, it's gonna happen.
So, in this situation with my friend, it's just a girl who basically they think like guys do. They just out to get it, and basically she got it. It was the whole thing that she knew he was a virgin. It was just I wanted to be the first. So what if you meet that type of female? Because there are women
that type of female. She want to be my first. If I feel like that, she'll be the right person. For instance, if she's my type and I'm sitting there feeling her on that level, I wouldn't mind if we had sex and we so happen to go into a relationship wise. Then I'll let it happen.
But this girl just strictly wanted to be the first one. It wasn't I want a relationship or anything like that. That's the way she presented. But the whole goal was just to get the guy's virginity.
If I'm in that situation, I'm gonna sit there and handle that situation. I really can't speak on the situation because I ain't ever been in that situation.
Right.
But if I'm in that situation and it happens with me and that person, I'm gonna be. Of course, I'm gonna sit there and be happy because I finally lost my virginity. I finally witnessed what it feels like. So of course I'd be happy. What male wouldn't be excited about losing his virginity?
Now, speaking of that, now we all know the first time isn't necessarily the best. Right, so in the situation of being happy that you lost, your virginity, what if it wasn't all that like you thought it was going to be? and it just really sucked, and like you disappointed and pissed off afterwards. Would you? How would you feel then?
Well, for one, I mean, if like okay, for instance, if a dude doesn't like pussy, if a dude doesn't like getting it or whatever, whatever, then obviously that male must be gay. Me,
No. What if that's not what I'm saying. What if the sex just wasn't popping?
maybe the female didn't know what she was doing. I mean, maybe she wasn't like good at what she did. I mean,
But how can you blame it on the female? You've never done it, so you
exactly.
don't know if it's you or her. What if
Well,
it's
well, I'm
you?
gonna try it again. I'm not gonna sit there and stop at once. I mean, if I'm, for instance, if a female take my virginity, and I mean, if I feel like I wasn't the best I could be, I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna keep on practice. I'm gonna sit there and work on it with her. She gonna be my teacher.
Ah. Hmm. Okay. Alright. That's a different way of looking at it. So basically I wanna know by how many of you all out there are still virgins, and if you could, would you go back and would you want to your first time to do it over again? Was your first experience good? Was it bad? I mean, me personally, I'm glad I have the experience, but at some point, sometimes I do wish I could go back. But tell me how you feel about that situation. And when you hear a female or male tell you that you're a virgin, do you really believe them? Like seriously, so just give me your opinion at the bottom. I'll holler at you. Deuces.